Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For our next single-player solo mission, I have with me Trixie, Beatrix, our wood elf druid. Say hi, Trix. Awesome. And again, we've just finished our Death House intro to the Curse of Strahd campaign, and our characters have found themselves just outside the crumbling Death House. And we'll get started. And as you exit the Durst residence, you start to question some of the sanity you've brought with you to this new land. Just as you thought you had maybe made your group safe and everyone had escaped, you blink, and as you open your eyes, you find yourself in a grove of trees. Your companions are nowhere to be seen. These are not the trees of home. Whereas you are used to the beautiful, lush green sentinels of life, these poor twigs only speak of death. And if you listen, you only hear their cries of insurmountable sadness. So you find yourself in a forest. A dead forest. There's no grass, no greenery on the ground, and a light breeze comes through the mist surrounding you. Oh, sure. You want to take a look around? Let's go ahead and make an investigation check. If you remember how to do that. It should be on the second page of your character sheet. Right, and then drop it in our chat log. It's like a rolling box. That way everyone can see it. And you roll a 7. So not great. You kind of amble around a little bit. Maybe your senses are a little addled from the sudden shock of no longer being around everyone you've spent so much time with. It's a little disconcerting at best. And after, let's say, 1d4... After about 2 or 3 minutes, you start to pick up something. You start to hear a faint calling in the distance. Trixie! Where are you? You immediately recognize the voice of Rictavio Fletcher, your estranged father. And as you look in the distance, you can see his shadowy form through the mists as he tries to find his way either to you or to safety. He appears to be lost. Okay, so just like regular, like walking speed headed towards him. Smart. So yeah, you do notice that it's cold, almost like it's early morning. And as you start to walk towards him, it seems like his figure kind of turns away from you and starts walking away from you, not like trying to avoid you, but more just kind of searching. Not from this distance. He just kind of looks like a shadowy form, but you recognize the voice and about the size of him perfectly. You have no doubt in your mind that's your father. Okay. You make your way... God, goodness, my throat today. You make your way through the woods. It's somewhat passable terrain. I mean, it's not like you're on a path or anything, but you're making your way through the twigs and the bushes and whatnot. And after probably 15 to 20 minutes, you'll notice that he starts making his way between trees, and you'll lose track of him for a second, and then he'll come back into view, and you'll see him, and he is getting slightly farther and farther away. Sure thing. Let's make another perception check. Okay. Yep. Everything seems hunky-dory. You feel completely safe. So you continue to make your way through the woods, following the form of your father, and after a bit, the land seems to elevate slightly as it's starting its way up a hill. And just as you look up one more time, your foot catches a rock or a root or something, and you almost trip. But you look down and catch yourself. And as you look to the top of the hill, he just barely crests the top of the hill and is now out of view. Okay. I will make a perception check for him. Okay. Absolutely. And you hear, Trixie? No! And then nothing. You're still at the bottom of the hill. I lost you there.
Can I change shape into maybe like a chipmunk or something to creep up and...
Oh, absolutely. No, totally. So yeah, you go ahead and you reach to your druidic focus, and you think hard and strong about it. You've seen chipmunks before, so you're definitely able to transform into one. And you change form and take on all the strengths and weaknesses of a chipmunk. Do you want to make your way to the top of the hill to kind of see what's going on?
I want to see if I can get closer.
No problem. And as you work your way up the hill here, now it's a little bit more difficult because you're quite a bit smaller than you once were. But that's okay, because you feel completely much safer in this form, because you're much smaller, much more stealthy, much easier to get around things. And as you crest the top of the hill, you do see that there's a path leading off into the distance where the woods get extremely thick. And as you can see on the path, you can't see it in this picture, but as you see on the path, there are footsteps leading off that way. Okay.
If I can run faster and maybe catch up with it.
Brilliant.
Follow the footsteps.
Okay. And as you make your way down the path, the woods just get extremely thick after this point. And, pardon me 1 second. Oh, I'm not as ready as I thought I was. 10 seconds. You make your way through the woods, and it's just getting darker and denser and just colder and kind of nasty. And then you notice the footprints stop. As you come into a small clearing, you see a pair of zombies chewing on what appears to be the corpse of an old man. Oh, you're cutting out again. You're fine. Okay. Beautiful. Let me set the stage for you real quick. And we'll remove him. And we will add for you. Oh, that's way too small. Here. And here. And let me pull up a wolf for you. Druids are the hardest one to do this for. We'll get there, no worries. It's a dire wolf, right? That's what I thought. Cool, because that's the one with the coolest picture anyway. And you find yourself, let's say, there. Are you able to see what I see on the map here? Beautiful. Let's lock that. So they definitely notice you. And I will go ahead and add those to the combat tracker. We will clear the combat tracker because I've got it full of crap. Bummer. Tracker, foes, and delete that, and delete that. Perfect. Try that again. Okay. Sorry for that. Go ahead and let's roll initiative. Gave you a 17. I'll enter that here, and I will roll their initiative. So you get to go first. What would you like to do? Okay. Can I grant you ownership of him or no? Let me see. Okay, so you'll lunge forward, and let me pull up to the direwolf character sheet real quick. Until we figure out a better way to do it, I'll just have you roll while I tell you the stats. Turn that down just a bit. Actions. So you roll a 6. Their bite attack is +5 to hit, so that's an 11. Versus the zombies. Armor class of 8. That's going to hit. So let's go ahead and roll for damage. That'll be 2d6 plus 3. And if you want to roll, okay, that's fine. But if you pick up your die and right-click, you'll actually add another die to the roll. Perfect. So a 4 and a 6 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. To the one to your left or the one in front of you? Okay. 13 damage. He's hit. So that'll make it, unless you have anything else to do, that'll make it the zombie's turn. You're good? Okay. And he's going to take a swing at you. He misses. And the next one's going to try the same. Except he connects. Just a swing of his arm, though. Nothing fancy here. And he does 3 damage to you. Your turn again. Oh, perfect. So let's get rid of that. Close that. You are Druid. And you can actually control yourself as that token. You can drag that one around. You can do whatever. Okay. And okay, on your character sheet, if you on the under actions, you can actually drag that one over the zombie itself, and it'll add all your bonuses and stuff. It's okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Perfect. Sorry, so a 9 versus his 8 is great. Perfect. Now you can go to the right of that. We'll have the actual damage. So where it says 1d6 plus 3 slashing. Grab that, and you can drag it over the zombie as well. So 6 damage. And that's the same one as before, so 19 total. He's not doing good at all. Perfect. Anything else this turn? Okay. Oh, I've kind of already done that for you, but that's okay. You can do that. No worries. You can go that far too. Being the mindless zombies they are, we're going to forego an attack of opportunity. So, there you go. And on this one's turn, that's what I thought. He's going to turn and move closer. And he's going to take a swing at you again. Nope. Ignore that. That was a mistake. Let's add you to the combat tracker. How did I do that last time? Under 17 and delete the wolf. Perfect. Now he's going to attack you. Sorry. But he misses. And then his friend's turn. He's going to turn towards you as well and move forward. And he swings to attack. And he misses too. Back to you. Perfect. So let's see if we can find a way to mark him, because he gets a chance to avoid that, isn't it, on Fairy Fire? And it's a save of some sort. I can't remember. Under Fairy Fire. Unless a dexterity saving throw, that's right. Okay, so let's see what his dex save looks like. He rolled good. He saved with a 19. Unfortunately, so he is unaffected. Do you want to get both of them or just the one? Right. So the other one, he rolled. I'm rolling good tonight, unfortunately. He rolled really well. He go to 15. So they're unaffected by that. Is that a full action or a bonus action? One action. Yep, one action. Okay. So their turn. They're going to keep just mindless zombies. They're going to keep trying to swing at you. Oops. I always try that wrong. Even though they're not very good at it. And then just miserable. Just swinging at you. And then, before you get a chance to swing on them again, you start to hear more and more moaning. It's getting louder and louder. When you turn around, you see this. You're completely surrounded by a zombie horde. Nope. You want to make a run for it? You're still on the road. Okay. You make a run for it. And let's go ahead and give me a athletics check. Not half bad. You're definitely outrunning shambling corpses. So yeah, you make your way down the path for about 15 minutes, and you're just running because these guys are it's a pretty large horde. You can still hear them behind you. And just then, a tall, gaunt man stops in front of you and just appears out of the brush. He's very pale, very handsome, with long, dark black hair. And he looks you square in the face and says, "Good evening, Trixie. Have a wonderful evening in my lovely Barovia. Let me get you back to town." And with that, he snaps his fingers, and everything goes black. And you find yourself laying on the ground, back in front of the house with your friends. And that's what I got this evening. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Can I do a stock check and make sure that I'm okay on my bits and pieces?
Yeah. No, everything seems fine. As well as you were when you left the house. So I guess we'll see what happens after that in tonight's session.